On this episode,
she's had 4 days of vomiting, diarrhoea, and she can't keep any water down. It's really important that we get her in, get her on some fluids and have a look, see if we can find what's going on. So this is just all just poo, 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 poo. She is only 7 months old and she's actually been pooing dark blood.
I just want to have a look at her danger zone. I won't put my face too close to that.
What do you call a group of skunks? Smelly.
Oh my God. Oh.
but first,
His problem is not orthopaedic, it's neurological. It can go horribly wrong very quickly at multiple steps. Yeah, go.
Ready?
Yeah. Keep going. Stop, stop, stop.
There's a good boy. You gonna keep coming this way?
northwest of London, Ali is heading for an important consultation with one of the pioneering members of the Vet on the Hill team, orthopaedic specialist Michael Hamilton. She's worried about her French bulldog Reggie, who's struggling to walk.
Good boy. Reggie's been having some trouble with his hind legs for about 2 years. He walks like he's drunk. He's a bit wobbly, and when he's not walking, he starts sinking down. There's a good boy, Reg.
Reggie's walk has declined rapidly in recent weeks, so she's hoping Michael can offer a solution.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
This must be Reggie.
This is
Hey Reggie.
Reggie.
How you doing, my friend? Right, follow me.
Come
Let's
on.
look at these legs then.
Come on, Reg.
97% of French bulldogs have a spinal malformation. Luckily, for most of them, it doesn't seem to affect them. Unfortunately for Reggie, he has a condition probably related to these malformations. Hello, my friend. How are you today? So, looking through his history, he's actually had previous spinal surgery elsewhere, hasn't really made any odds,
No.
and he's actually gotten a little bit worse. Is that?
Yeah,
much.
so yeah, the last few months he's had sort of deteriorated a little bit more, and he's
Okay.
definitely losing some strength in his hind
Oh, really?
legs.
Yeah. I noticed that as he walked in, actually. Yeah, he's lost a lot of muscle, hasn't he, as well?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, those knees feel rock solid to me. They're not swollen at all. Right, quick feel of these hips, my friend. I'd say a normal range of hip motion. I think orthopaedically he's actually all right. And a few little basic neuro tests here. If we just turn his paws over. Yeah, you see what he's doing with his feet there, Ali? So leaving his feet the wrong way up. That would imply there's something not quite right in his back somewhere. Normally, that's just straight back. So Ali, for me, his problem is not orthopaedic, it's neurological. He reminds me very much of my own dog, Bumble, who had a very complicated spinal problem that I ended up doing the surgery with one of my colleagues, Dr. Pete Smith, our senior neurosurgeon. I think we need to get Pete in on this one to have a look. Is that okay?
That'd be great.
Right, I'll go find Pete.
We'd do anything for Reggie. He's so important, he means everything to the whole family. He's just one of the best little characters. There's a good boy. Hey, you a brave boy? It's been a real concern because he's got a brother as well, Ronnie, and he can't run around with him. So I actually contacted a charity recently and they helped him provide some wheels. So that's helped him get to the park and back.
So Ali, it's my colleague, Dr. Pete Smith. He's a
Hello.
senior
Nice to meet you.
senior neurosurgeon. So Pete, Reggie for me is ortho-normal,
Yeah.
neuro-abnormal. Give me your thoughts, yeah.
Morning, Reggie. That's just not working very well all the way up there. And there's one more reflex that I want to do, but I just need to pinch the skin along his back to see how he twitches in the way that we expect him to. It can just help us to be a bit more precise in working out where the problem resides. To me, he looks like a dog with a problem affecting the midsection of his spinal cord. So that region from sort of just behind his shoulder blades to just beyond the end of his rib cage. Given that he's orthopaedically normal, I think we're going to need to do an MRI scan.
So it's clear that Reggie's problem is a spinal one. It's not orthopaedic, it's not bones and joints. What we need to do now is find out exactly where and what the spinal condition is. So for that, we need an MRI scan. Let's just get cracking.
In London, Rourke and his team from Ark Animals Rescue are arriving at Scott's Richmond practice with some unusual patients.
Hey, you're here to see Scott.
Hi! What have we got there?
Skunks.
Skunks?
Today we have 3 striped skunks who are here to be castrated and spayed.
Hi guys. How you doing?
Yeah,
It's no smell.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Right, so big day, skunk neutering day. Yeah, I hope my nose is up for it. Luckily I've got a really poor sense of smell. Come on through, guys. What do you call a group of skunks? I don't know. Smelly. Come on in. All right, well let's start with the girls then. Let's start with Daffy, shall we? Hi, beautiful. Pop it down there. Oh, hello you. You're very sweet, aren't you? So you got her since she was a real young baby?
But yeah, we've raised it since she was about 6 weeks old.
Wow.
So I started ARC Animals back in 2015, just as a general rescue, where I would adopt any exotic animal that needed help.
Are you a little kid? Are you? Eh?
Most places that will take wildlife won't give them many opportunities to keep going. If they don't think they can be released, they'll be put to sleep, whereas we will make sure they're comfortable and can live their life as full as they can.
Right, so I just want to have a look at her underside. That's where we're looking at the danger zone. I won't put my face too close to that.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, because I know that the scent glands are like anal glands in dogs, but they're a little bit more weaponized,
Yeah,
shall we say.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can produce quite a foul smell when they want to, but it will be a last resort for so it will be life or death. So that's why it's unlikely to happen today. However, I'm not sure what they're going to do under anaesthetic.
Well, yes, it might be a little bit stressful. So the hope, I suppose, is that by neutering all of them, that they can actually then live together without the chance of the pitter-patter of baby skunk feet.
There is a potential of that. Yeah.
All right, well, should we have a look at one of the other ones then?
Cool, should we get Missy out next?
Yeah, please, yeah. Lovely. Hello. Oh, wow. So, like a very different colour, like almost an albino one.
Nice strong heartbeats, all of them so far, so nice healthy animals.
Good. Okay, let's just have a quick look at her tummy. Oh, you're so cute, aren't you? You're like a tiny little polar bear. Great. Yeah, well again, she's nice and healthy as well, so just a little bit more nervous.
Yeah.
So should we have a look at John the skunk?
Okay, put that back.
Hello, mate. Hello, lad. Hello. He's more characterful. Yeah, okay. Hello, champ. He definitely has got a waft. Is this a little warning of things to come, do you think?
It's the boys. The boys do have a smell
An
over the
odour.
girls.
Okay. Well, that sounds like us as well. All right, let me just have a little listen to him. Okay. For me, I'm happy to do the neuterings. That's not an issue. I think we're all a bit concerned about the smell. But I'm sure it's going to be just fine. It'll be a very interesting day for all of us.
Yeah.
Right, you 3, be good.
It's quite a long way down, and we're going to have to take off quite a lot of the bone to get to the spinal canal itself.
On the outskirts of London, surgeons Michael and Pete are informing Ali her much beloved French bulldog Reggie needs urgent spinal surgery.
To me, he looks like a dog with a problem affecting the midsection of his spinal cord.
Scans revealed important clues about Reggie's malformed spine.
They sometimes get a little pocket of fluid sitting right next to the spinal cord, and it compresses the spinal cord, but it also disturbs the way spinal fluid flows over that area of damage, and that in itself has a knock-on effect to damage the spinal cord. I wouldn't feel happy if we didn't provide some extra stability at that area.
The CT scan images were then sent off to create a high-tech 3D model, including crucial drill guides to be used as a vital reference during Reggie's surgery.
The latest big innovation in surgery over the past few years has been 3D printing. We use a company called VOTH 3D, a chap called Bill Oxley, himself a very experienced spinal surgeon. We send the scans to Bill, and what we've got made are these little prints that will fit onto Reggie's bones perfectly. And so 3D printing has revolutionised our surgeries over the past few years.
If the surgery goes wrong, it could leave Reggie completely paralysed.
So how long will the surgery be? Is it quite complex?
It's quite a delicate procedure. You're trying to basically recreate the channel that the fluid could flow a little bit more easily.
Without surgery, the 7-year-old will almost certainly lose the ability to walk on his back legs.
Quite anxious about the operation. He's not in any pain, so the decision to have surgery is quite a difficult one because he is still mobile and he can get around. So we'll keep all our fingers crossed that this surgery will be successful and he'll enjoy a good quality of life in a few weeks' time.
So Ali, yeah, I mean we're in agreement. So let's just get cracking, I think.
Okay, you be brave boy.
Good boy.
With Ali, he's part of the family, isn't he? And just watching the way she was looking at him, I mean, it melts your heart every time. But this condition for Reggie is becoming progressively more debilitating. His legs are getting weaker and weaker. And if we don't do anything, he's going to get to the point that he won't be able to walk and we won't be able to do anything about it.
Good boy.
Right, year 3, be good.
In London, Scott is bracing himself for a close encounter with 3 potentially very smelly skunks.
Hey, Nath.
Oh, hey Scott.
Skunk delivery.
Wow, okay. This is new.
Yeah, I know, it's new for me as well. I've never done a neutering of a skunk before. Have you done an anaesthetic on a skunk before?
Not a skunk, no, I don't see many of those.
No. Yeah, rightly so. We got quite a bit of warning about the potential smell.
Skunk spray is a noxious liquid they project from under their tail when they feel threatened.
Apparently there's 3 different types. They do a sort of fast, they do a warning shot, and then they give you the full Monty, which is sort of this jettison of disgusting smell that smells like a mixture of dead bodies and garbage.
I've got to get the train home later, just to let you know.
Oh man.
Male skunk John will be first, and even though he'll be anaesthetised, Scott and Nathan are worried they could be in the firing line.
Okay, so we're going to neuter this boy. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. You just let it go. Oh my God, that's really in the back of my throat. Oh, I suppose I am taking his balls off. Oh my God, that is horrific. So I suppose in his mind I'm attacking him in his male part area and he's not appreciating it, which is fair enough. But he will get to hang out more with the girls when this is done, so it's for your own good. Oh, my God. Oh, there should be a law against that. That is nasty. Over my 25 years, I've done many smelly in operation. This is up there, definitely on the podium, I would say, for stinkiest procedure, but it is a skunk, so what was I to expect, you know? Right, oh, goodness me, I need to go and get some fresh air.
Who's sleeping in the shed tonight then?
Oh God, I need a good, I need a good gargle and a good shower.
Lucky Scott, he gets to do 2 more skunk surgeries, and who knows what might happen.
Good girl. Who's your sister?
So that was pretty stinky.
Because of the nature of what we're doing to Reggie, the risks are much greater than normal.
Northwest of London, neurosurgeon Pete and orthopaedic surgeon Michael are about to begin high-risk spinal surgery on French bulldog Reggie.
Whenever you're operating next to the spinal cord, you can end up paralysing the patient. With any spinal surgery, there's a risk of spinal cord contusion, risk of major blood vessel rupture. And another complicating factor in Reggie is that because his bones are slightly misshapen, there's nothing regular about it. With an injury to the spinal cord, like we have in Reggie's case, there's going to be some permanent damage. So he's not going to walk normally from this. But he's a dog who's been getting progressively worse over recent weeks, and the first aim is to get him through this procedure and to stop the problem from getting worse.
Reggie's wonky spine has been replicated in a high-tech 3D printed model, which the surgeons will reference to help them accurately place drill holes directly into the spine.
This dog's spinal cord is getting compressed by what's called a subarachnoid diverticulum. That means there's accumulation of fluid, like a cyst, around the membrane, right around the spinal cord, and that buildup of fluid squashing the spinal cord. So we got to unsquash the spinal cord. So you can see that on the MRI scan here, that is the spinal cord. That little white bit around is the cyst. So that fluid's got nowhere to go. And then because of that, it's messing with just the fluid dynamics completely.
This is fiddly.
The location of the cyst means Pete must remove a large amount of bone to get to the damaged part of Reggie's spine.
Quite a chunky dog, which means he's got a lot of muscle. He's not a young chap.
The surgeons will then insert stabilizing screws, remove the roof of the spinal canal, then remove the cyst, before encasing the screws in bone cement to stabilize the surgical site.
We can see the tops of these bones here now, and the lungs are just through there. It's high risk by definition. You know, we're operating on the spinal cord. We're going to be putting screws in the bones, and on the other side of those bones are the lungs and some big blood vessels. There is a chance of significant complications and potentially mortality on the table. It can go horribly wrong very quickly at multiple steps.
Apart from that, it should be fine now.
Apart from that, I mean, it's a walk in the park.
What do you think of Polly?
She's good.
You love her, don't you?
In the north of England, Karen and her grandson Ethan have come to see new Vet on the Hill member Louisa, as they're worried about their 7-month-old Shih Tzu, Polly.
In the last 3 days she's been quite poorly, sickness and diarrhoea, but it's got quite severe. Ethan and I have been up since 4:30 this morning with her, cleaning and cuddling and making her feel better, but we're quite concerned about her now.
Polly, please.
No. Come on, Polly.
So Polly's been rushed down to us. Her owner's really worried because she has had vomiting and diarrhoea, and she's passing a lot of blood from her back end. She's only 7 months old, so she's really, really worried that there's something quite nasty going on.
She's an eater.
She's an eater.
She's been a bit poisoned. She eats leaves, bar, flowers.
So she eats things that she shouldn't do?
She certainly does.
She looks pretty miserable, doesn't she? She's a little bit pale there, isn't she? Ethan, do you want to help me? Yeah, okay. So what I need you to do is, I need you to stroke her ears. I need you to stroke her ears, that's it. That's it. Because I think seeing you makes her feel better.
She's had a poo and it's little black.
So the poo looked black?
Little bits.
Okay.
She was bleeding yesterday.
Yeah, so she's had bloody poo as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what that could be is that she has got some blood somewhere in her guts, and when the blood gets digested, it looks like coffee grounds. It's always really worrying when you've got any pet that's passing blood in their vomit or feces, but when you've got a younger dog, potentially this could be a nasty viral infection, something like parvovirus, which we know is life-threatening. They can have a really, really nasty hemorrhagic gastroenteritis, or she's got a parasite infection, or that she swallowed something that's stuck and she's actually got a blockage. So what I'm going to recommend that we do, we keep Polly in with us. We'll do a blood test just to check her general health, and then I think I would like to do an ultrasound scan of her tummy and just check that there's nothing going on in there that we could maybe quickly fix.
So she's sleeping in tonight?
So this is an animal hospital where we're going to try and make her feel a little bit better. Polly's owners are really, really lovely. She's only 7 months old, and they've got a really, really lovely bond with her, and you can see that they're so worried that they're going to lose her, so it's really important that we really try and find out what's going on with her so we can fix her. So what we'll do is, we're going to keep her in with me, and we're going to give you a call in a couple of hours.
Bye. See you in a couple of days.
Thank you very
I don't want to go.
It's okay, I'll look after Ethan, I promise. I'm going to look after her, okay?
Thank you. And
You go and have a nice day, okay?
bye now.
Bye. Bye.
That feels...
Not too bad.
I think you're there, mate.
I think that feels pretty good.
Just outside London, Pete and Michael have finally reached the area of French Bulldog Reggie's spine they need to stabilise. This is where the 3D printed model and, importantly, the 3D drill guides for Reggie's spine will play a vital role.
Here's this dog's spine. These bones should all look fairly kind of uniform, like little bricks. The bones here are grossly deformed.
The 3D model with its pinpoint accurate hole placement is a crucial guide as they drill into Reggie's backbone and insert screws to make his damaged spine more rigid.
That thing there is going to clip onto this bone here, and it sits absolutely perfectly. And through the guides, we can drill a hole, and then in that little hole, we're going to then put screws. Through the walls of that canal, perfect.
So what we've done is just strip away all the tenderness and ligament attachments to these bones here, so they're quite nice and shiny, so the guide can sit quite neatly on there. That's in exactly the right position, and we should now be able to drill the holes and be certain that they're in exactly the right place.
It's so vital to make sure that these things fit perfectly, because if they wobbles a little bit, you could potentially stick the drill in the spinal cord, and that's game over. Right, mate, can you pull it?
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Michael and Pete take turns drilling the holes for the 8 screws that will go into Reggie's spine.
Very dense, this one, isn't it?
One false move could prove fatal.
Even if we've got the guide in the perfect position, that only tells us where to start drilling from. If we just put a load of pressure on, we're just going to go straight through into the chest. If we go too far, we could easily hit one of the major blood vessels running underneath the spine. Can you put your thumb, do you think?
Yeah. It's either out or it's not quite perfect. Either way.
Yeah. That's good.
You can't really re-drill it, do you know what I mean?
She's had 4 days of vomiting, diarrhoea, and she can't keep any water down. So if we can do some bloods first.
In Yorkshire, Louisa urgently needs to find out what's making Shih Tzu puppy Polly extremely ill.
So you can see that she's really quite lethargic. She's 7 months old, so she should normally be quite active and silly and being a puppy. And the fact that she can't keep water down, they can dehydrate really quickly. So it's really important that we get her in, get her on some fluids and have a look, see if we can find what's going on. I think she's more flat than I thought. Can you see it raising at all? So we're actually just struggling to even see a vein where to take bloods from because she is dehydrated. It's okay. Taking blood is actually really tricky today because she's so dehydrated that her veins are collapsed. So I'm actually struggling to find the veins where we normally take them from. It must be in that groove there. Goes to show how poorly she is that I can't see this vein. Okay, I think it works. Let's do a leg.
Louisa and nurse Nikki are now attempting to take blood from the desperately ill puppy's leg.
It's good news that we've taken some bloods now from Polly and we're getting her on a drip so we can put lots of fluids into her system and sort of rehydrate her and make her feel a little bit better. So once we've done that, I'll check the bloods and we'll make a plan and see where we go from here. The blood results are supporting the fact that she's showing she's dehydrated. So her red blood cell count looks like it's really high, but it's a sign of dehydration. And her white blood cell count is super high, so she's obviously got some sort of infection or inflammatory process going on that's making her feel really poorly. She is only 7 months old and she's obviously got something nasty going on. So we need to try and find the source of this infection or inflammatory response that's going on so we can try and fix it, which is why we're going to do the ultrasound scan next. Okay. Here, this is all bits of intestine that are all really inflamed. I mean, even that doesn't look nice, does it?
It's no wonder little Polly is so sick.
She's actually been not only pooing blood, but she's been pooing dark blood, so it might be that actually she's bleeding from her intestines. Oh, sorry, Treasure, sorry, I'm being really gentle, really gentle.
So we've got one more to go. So this is the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
50 kilometres from London, Michael and Pete have almost finished drilling holes into the wall of Reggie's deformed spine.
Yeah. Yeah, just absolutely perfect.
Now they'll place screws into the holes as they attempt to correct a debilitating condition that would have left the 7-year-old French bulldog unable to walk.
So we're fusing kind of 4 bones together over the space of 3 days.
So this is the first screw going in.
The biggest risk is placing the screws in a perfect position. If it goes off target and maybe fractures the bone, or worst case, you go the wrong way the other side to get in the spinal cord, and that's bad news. That's a paralysed dog right there.
Thankfully, all 8 screws are inserted safely.
Absolutely perfect.
Reggie has survived the most dangerous part of the operation.
It's unusual to do surgeries this long, but in his case it's always going to be difficult and very time consuming.
As Pete begins cutting off the roof of the spinal canal, surgery has already been going for several hours.
You have no choice. Once you've started, you're committed to finishing. But sometimes you have to drink, and that was like the best drink you'll ever have. It's like that cold beer on a hot sunny day. Perfect. If you loosen it and hold it, I'll sort of move my head a little bit.
With the roof of the spinal canal removed, Pete uses a magnifying headset to help cut out the troublesome cyst blocking the flow of Reggie's spinal fluid.
This is very much a kind of a neurosurgeon thing. Hence he's got the ophthalmic kit. So it's all been geared towards this moment up until now. And as he incises through the outer membrane of the spinal cord into the cyst, if it's under pressure, you might get a little spurt of fluid.
So you've got an intricate meshwork of fibres that are normally here. I think in Reggie's case, unfortunately, there's scarring, and that's what we're trying to just break down so that the fluid can start flowing more normally across this area and his spinal cord can hopefully start to recover a little bit.
That's gold, man. That's hard to get.
Okay.
Pete has finally removed the damaging material that had all but paralysed Reggie's back legs.
So we're in the home straight now, so that stuff there that Pete's just shoved in.
It's really delicately inserted.
That little bit of stuff that Pete delicately shoved in there. You lay it over a membrane, it will hopefully reform the dura, sealing the spinal fluids. We're pretty happy at this point. Pete's done a cracking job, so now he's just got to connect these screws together with bone cement, close them up, get into CT, and then we'll really see, are those screws as perfect as we think they are?
It's the moment of truth. If the CT scan shows the screws are not where they should be, little Reggie could be paralysed.
We've done all we can. And then it's just, fingers crossed, the moment of truth.
Oh my God. He just let it go.
In London, Scott is still reeling after copping a blast of very smelly male skunk spray during neutering surgery.
Oh my God, that's really in the back of my throat.
So he's understandably wary about 2 more skunks, girls this time, that also need spaying.
Come on, Nico. There we go, there she is. Hey, yeah, so cute, aren't you? Here we go. So, like, skunk nappy at the ready.
Scott's hoping his inventive new line of defence will save him from further skunk attack.
If we just kind of wrap her bum in that, then I'm kind of covering the danger zone. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to go for it?
I think let's go for it. Good girl.
Daffy is the first girl.
Wasn't too bad, hey?
And thankfully, she's very ladylike.
Thank you for not sharing your scent with us. We appreciate that. Okay.
And Sister Missy is equally well behaved.
Surgery's gone well, so happy vet. Lovely. Right.
2 hours later, Rourke and his team are back to collect the patients.
Hi guys.
Hey,
Here you go.
It's John!
Stinky John. Oh, he really took my breath away, seriously.
Did he?
Took my breath away, oh yeah. They were really very, very good patients. The girls were very well behaved and surgery went without a hitch. We did John, and as I was castrating him, he decided to let off. I was not prepared. So yeah, I'm still clearing my throat a little bit, but I was taking away his testicles, so he was mounting a dirty protest. But no skunk babies. Hopefully at some point they'll be able to enjoy each other's company.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so it's gone all very well, really.
Well, thank you so much for doing it.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Had the windows open the way home?
Yeah, windows open, I think for sure is definitely the travel of choice.
Yeah, thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome. All right, bye guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That waft, take it with you.
Why don't you go?
No.
See you later.
No.
Bye. You just stand outside until it airs off.
This is the bit of being an orthopaedic surgeon or spinal surgeon that makes you feel sick and gives you grey hairs. Plenty of these.
Northwest of London, it's a tense wait as Michael and Pete prepare to view CT images of the spinal surgery on French bulldog Reggie.
It's only just loading up, but there's always that element of doubt, isn't there? The question mark until you see. There's tension in the air when you're waiting for the results of a CT scan. If we've got a screw in the wrong place, that could be chronic pain for Reggie if it's affecting a nerve root. It could be paralysis. This is his spine and these are the ribs coming off here. So the screws that we put in are all here. Cement, there's the first screw head, second two, screw heads are anchored.
Safe.
Trajectory's good.
Oh, perfect. Oh.
Okay, I can live with that one.
Absolutely bang on.
And the last one. Oh, look at that. Good work.
Nice one, mate. Love that. Love that.
That is
No
perfect.
way.
That is
There's no
perfect.
way we're fine. From a surgeon's perspective, this makes us feel good. These screws are absolutely perfect. Everyone perfect. So this is a very satisfying moment for us.
Oh, yes.
But as pleased as Michael and Pete are with the results of the marathon surgery, until Reggie recovers, they can't be certain he'll ever walk again.
It's just nice to know that we've done all we can.
It might be that actually she's bleeding from her intestines.
In North Yorkshire, Louisa is performing an ultrasound scan on 7-month-old Polly to find out why the young puppy is suffering from a potentially fatal bout of diarrhea.
So this is just all just poo, 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 bowel, bowel, bowel.
Poor Polly is suffering a severe case of gastroenteritis, and unless it's treated quickly, it can be deadly.
I've seen particularly young dogs that get hemorrhagic gastroenteritis become really dehydrated and they essentially just poo fluid and blood. Sometimes they die. So this is the stomach. It is just really, really full of liquid and little bits of old food. It shouldn't be that much full of food when she's had vomiting and diarrhea, so she's not really been eating anything.
Just lie there. I know.
All of her intestines are really quite poorly. They're dilated, they're full of fluid when they should be all collapsed and empty because she's not been eating. So now we're going to try and see if there's any obstruction, so there's nothing stuck somewhere that would require us to go straight to surgery. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back and try and see if there's anything else that we can see, otherwise we'll just treat her for a nasty bout of gastroenteritis. So I can't see any obstruction, so I can't see a foreign body, so we'll treat her for a nasty hemorrhagic gastroenteritis sort of thing and hope that she feels better. All right, sweetheart. I feel like it's good news that we've not seen an obvious obstruction, so that's positive, but I'm still feeling a bit worried that even these gastroenteritis cases in a young dog, they can still be potentially quite life-threatening. We're just drawing up some antibiotics. I'm going to do 2 types of antibiotics to attack 2 different types of bugs. I don't know what's making her so sick, but I'm going to try and attack it from both sides based on how she looks, her blood test and the ultrasound scan. If she can have that metronidazole slow IV. Right.
Polly will stay overnight on an IV drip to replace desperately needed fluids. Louisa's confident her little patient will make a full recovery.
Good girl.
Come on, there's a good boy.
On the outskirts of London, it's been 5 days since Reggie's spinal surgery. It's time for Michael to reunite anxious owner Ali with her beloved French bulldog.
It's been a really long week while Reggie's been kept at the surgery for his recuperation. We've really missed him. So looking forward to get him home, but it does come with some apprehension because obviously there's still quite a long way for Reggie to go yet.
Morning, Ali.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
I've got somebody who's looking forward to seeing you.
Thanks.
Because of the scarring, Reggie's worse than he was before the surgery, but he's making small daily improvements. But if he's any better than he was, that would be a massive win, given how bad his condition was. Right, come on in. Here he is.
Hey, baby.
Here he is.
Hello. Hello, love. You doing? You've been a brave boy. Hey. Oh, I love you, Baba.
He's been an absolute pleasure to have in. Everybody's totally fallen in love with him. You gonna miss us?
He's so cute.
He's like, no, he said, it's too early for me. The surgery went really well. Hopefully in a couple of weeks he's going to be walking. The whole point of this procedure in most cases is they just don't get worse.
Yeah.
We're a bit more optimistic than that. We've got high hopes for him. We hope he's going to improve back to where he was and then kick on again and be even better than he was. And he's just going to get stronger and stronger.
Yeah. He's still not fully walking yet, so that's going to take a little bit of work. But I'm so happy at this moment that we did go ahead with the surgery for Reggie. So as long as he can come home and he's walking, then I think we've made the right decision.
As long as he's not painful and he's happy and he can get around and have a nice life with you, that's what it's all about. So, Reggie, are you listening? Oh, you're listening now? Yes? Okay, yeah, you're listening, right. Here's the plan. You're gonna go home. Yep, you're gonna go home and you're gonna stop walking on those legs. You're gonna do lots of exercises, stack a load of muscle on, and you're gonna run in to see us in a few weeks' time. You got that? Oh, we're gonna miss you, mate. Honestly. Oh, sorry, slipped. From a personal perspective, the reason that we do this job is to help animals and their owners. Let's go, my little man. There we go. It's clear what Reggie means to Ali, and if we can give her dog back in a better state and he has a lovely old life with her, that's what it's all about for us.
Good boy.
There he goes.
Good boy, Reg.
Go, Reg.
Oh, you're doing so well.
Why?
A few days later, Louisa's little gastro patient Polly is now back to her old self, with no more worrying vomiting and diarrhea. The young Shih Tzu is now full of energy and enjoying playtime.
This way, Reg.
And against all odds, little French Bulldog Reggie has made an amazing recovery.
Good boy.
The little battler continues to thrive after undergoing complex surgery to repair his damaged spine, and his future certainly looks brighter.
I'm so surprised by how well Reggie's now walking. He's fully coordinated, he's got so much strength, and I just see him improving week on week. Good boy. Reggie has gone back to being naughty, so that must mean he's feeling so much better.
If you guys loved that video, great. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below. That way.